Baik, sebelum kita berhenti berehat dan terus bersama rakan tugas Nabila Khalidah yang akan bawakan perkembangan menarik mengenai Kapten Batik, kita akan bawakan perkembangan di Las Vegas dahulu di mana berlangsungnya AWS Reinvent 2025 yang menghimpunkan pemain teknologi global bagi membincangkan masa depan kecerdasan buatan. Di tekanan Astro AWANI, Najib Aruf bersama dua pakar AWS, Alvin Huang dan Jake Burns untuk memahami bagaimana Agentic AI, keselamatan digital dan budaya kepimpinan yang akan membentuk transformasi industri. Kita ikuti laporan penuh dari Las Vegas. Silakan Najib.
Okey, kali ini kita berada di AWS Reinvent 2025 di Las Vegas. Ini tahun ketiga saya menghadiri persidangan ini. Setiap tahun ada sahaja tema yang diangkat. Kali ini, sebelum ini kita bercakap soal AI, kecerdasan buatan. Tapi kali ini tentang Agentic AI menjadi tumpuan utama di sini. Dan sudah pasti ini adalah di expo-nya. Ada ramai peserta industri yang turut serta di sini. Antaranya adalah sudah pasti NetApp lah, macam-macam Anthropic dan sebagainya yang terlibat dalam sektor teknologi ini, termasuk juga pembuatan AI dalam peringkat global dan juga regional, Asia Tenggara dan sebagainya. Tetapi berbalik kepada topik Agentic AI, ini antara perkara yang saya berikan tumpuan. Saya baru berbual beberapa orang soal Agentic AI kerana kalau di Malaysia itu ada beberapa syarikat yang mungkin telah mengadaptasi. Antaranya adalah bank digital kita, Right Bank, yang menggunakan Agentic AI dalam sistem mereka. Saya tanyakan kepada Alvin yang merupakan pakar Agentic AI di AWS sendiri tentang soal keselamatan, soal kepercayaan pengguna dan soal adaptasi yang kemungkinan unjurannya semakin meningkat. Kita dengarkan sikit apa Alvin katakan tentang Agentic AI ini.
When you think about kind of the financial institutions, the data is incredibly important, right? So one of the big areas that financial institutions address is really around the quality and the accuracy of the outputs of whether it's generative AI or agentic AI, right? So having kind of good quality data, a good data foundation, good data governance is a must-have before you start building generative AI. Second, related to that, is around the traceability and lineage, right? So if you think about how you and I interact today, right? If you ask me to write you a report and I write a report for you, you don't just take it and submit it, right? You're going to read through it. And then what you may find is you may say, hey, Alvin, this number doesn't look quite right. And you'll come back to me to say, hey, Alvin, how did you get this number? Or how did you come to this conclusion, right? And then you would expect me to be able to go back to you to say, well, this is how I got the data from this source, this is what I did to it, and this is how I came to the conclusion. The same should be expected of the AI agent, right? And this is what you're seeing customers like Moody's and Bridgewater do, is that they do have end-to-end lineage, right? Understanding, hey, the data came from, Bloomberg on this date at this time. It went through these data transformations, and then this is how I got to that answer, right? So kind of the same expectations you're expecting for a human workflow, you're going to be expecting of that AI agent.
Okey, selain daripada Alvin, kita juga bercakap dengan Jake Burns sebentar tadi. Ini soal budaya sebab nak beralih ataupun perpindahan. Sebelum ini kita kata cloud transformation, tapi kali ini AI transformation, agentic AI dan sebagainya. Bagaimana untuk mengubah budaya tersebut dalam syarikat dan sebagainya? Apa kepentingan yang perlu ada di kalangan CEO dan sebagainya? Ini budaya yang pada hemat beliau harus diberikan tumpuan kepada manusiawi itu, pekerja yang perlu dianggap sebagai aset rather than hanya melihat kepada teknologi itu sendiri. Dan dengarkan sikit apa yang Jake Burns katakan tentang budaya mengatasi soal teknologi ini.
One of the reasons why people haven't been as successful as they would like so far is because it really is like, what is the goal that you're going into using this technology? And I think a lot of times it's been so exciting, like the capabilities, that we've gone into this with the goal of just using it. And you could be very successful in using agentic AI, for example, and not produce business value, even though you were successful, if your goal was to use agentic AI. So I think the first thing that needs to be done in the shift that's happening already, and what we're seeing with customers that are very successful, and even our own internal use cases, is to go into it with, even if it's just generally to produce business value, but even better to solve a specific problem or reimagine something that wasn't possible before and say, let's reevaluate that based on these new capabilities that we have. So the way I like to think about it is, you have a toolbox with tools in it, and now you just have more tools. Go do the same things you were doing, but just realize that you have these new tools, some of them far more capable than what you had before. and go try to solve those problems that you've been trying to solve before, and you'll find that a lot of them are now solvable. But at the same time, you have to do another thing, because there's this, in my opinion, misconception that it's kind of magic, or because maybe the technology itself is not very well understood by people making business decisions, so it kind of looks that way. But to understand that it's a skill, and so you need to upskill your workforce in how to use these tools as well. And the best way to do that is to allow them to use it. So I see a dual strategy being the best. One is to just very unequivocally have a safe environment where your employees and your workforce and your builders can use these tools, become familiar with them, and gain competency and experience. At the same time, go look for that business value that you want to go after, that you've always wanted to go after.
Okey, itu baru satu cerita saya boleh bawakan di AWS Reinvent 2025. Saya juga bertemu dengan pakar AWS. Kita bercakap soal certification pensijilan, sebab dekat AWS ni ada yang berjalan kadang-kadang pakai jaket warna kuning, warna golden, warna emas, ada warna hijau dan sebagainya. Ini menandakan berapa banyak pensijilan yang telah mereka dapat melalui training yang disediakan oleh AWS. Sangat menarik sebab ada rakyat Malaysia yang telah mencapai tahap golden jacket, maksudnya telah pun menghabiskan keseluruhan latihan yang tersedia di platform AWS sendiri. Itu kita akan bawakan dalam laporannya seterusnya. Kembali semula kepada rakan studio, banyak lagi laporan AWS Reinvent 2025 saya akan bawakan, dan anda boleh ikuti di laman web kami juga, astro.com.